Obrigado por me convidar de volta ao palco uma última vez. Thank you for inviting me back to the stage one final time. And before I begin my remarks, I really need to ask, are you sure you want to hear from me one more time? I never tire of speaking to my fellow Rotary members, but sometimes you just have to make sure they don't tire too much of listening. There are only so many speeches you can take. I'm conscious that I stand between you and lunch, and so I promise to keep these remarks brief. First, I want to echo the thanks that we have just already expressed to the organisers of this Zone Institute for putting on such a tremendous programme. This has been a wonderful balance of both Rotary content and social content, and I hope you will go away well informed, focused and energised to make a difference in your clubs and around the world. I hope you've had fun these past few days. I know that I have. I know events like this do not just happen, and I'm sure a great many people have worked for many, many months to ensure the success of this event. If I might single out one particular group, can I please ask you all to recognise our interpreters who have done such a great job over the past 3 days from the boxes at the rear of this room. To each of them and to all the organisers we saw already, I say obrigado, muito obrigado. As you leave Foz do Iguazu, can I urge you to take away many of the excellent messages we have heard these days? I also, from a personal point of view, hope you will take away and take up the cause of mental health. Because as I said yesterday, especially here in Brazil, I think Rotary has an opportunity to do something truly historic. This is a great country of incredible potential, but it needs to address the mental health crisis happening here and happening now. Having read last evening some interesting articles in previous editions of the Rotary Brazil magazine, I know you have experience in this field already, but my sincere hope is that you can use Rotary and play an important part in the change that is needed to take place in the mental health space, and I look forward to working with all of you to make that happen. I was asked by the organisers of this event to give a few words about the future of Rotary, and so I will be happy to close on that subject today. I often wonder what Paul Harris or any of the founding members of Rotary would think of our organisation and what it has become today. But in many ways, and in many respects, Rotary has remained the same, and is even more interesting is the way that we have changed. We are positioned to have a big impact on the world. Our 35-year-old campaign to eradicate polio is a wonderful template for Rotary's impact. We've demonstrated the power of our hyper-local approach and our ability to build partnerships that bring tremendous resources and reach to our efforts. As we heard from Barry yesterday, there have only been 7 cases of polio this year, centred in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Make no mistake, a polio-free world is within reach. The future is a polio-free world, and the world will take notice. And before we even reach that official designated endpoint, we have left behind public health resources in every nation in which we have already helped eradicate polio. That will save lives for decades to come. Rotary leaders are frequently asked the question, what's next? And the answer to that is right in our action plan. We have all the tools we need to increase our impact, to expand our reach, to enhance participant engagement, and increase our ability to adapt. We also have programs of scale, which again, as you heard yesterday, are demonstrating what Rotary projects and partnerships can accomplish with a focused, long-term approach to impact. There's no need to wait for after polio to get to work and make a huge impact in the world. We have the ability to act right now. And that brings me back to illuminating mental health needs across the globe as a great example. I described what is happening in Brazil right now as a mental health crisis. And that crisis extends across most of the world. The COVID-19 pandemic made the scope of that crisis obvious. We're putting a new focus on mental health without creating new programs, new committees, new partnerships, or even new funding. Rotary and Rotaract clubs have already their own mental health focused projects, several of which have received support through global grants across 4 of our areas of focus. Our focus on mental health can and will enhance our reputation as an organisation known for caring for both its members as well as the communities we serve. This initiative can showcase our adaptability and our capacity to confront health challenges. I believe this initiative points towards the bright future of our organisation by showing compassion, our ability to adapt, our approach to suit the people we serve, and our ability to do exactly what we did with polio, jumping in to solve problems right away, working out along the way what more impact we need to do to make an even greater difference. That is why I am confident we will make a difference in the mental health space, and why Rotary will be an even larger force for good in the world in the next 100 years. So thank you for inviting me to this wonderful event and for showing so much hospitality to me and to Heather. We will never forget our time here, and we will never forget you. I do not have the same extensive experience of Brazil as that which CEO John Hugo enumerated when he claimed honorary Brazilian citizenship earlier. But based on my time with you last year in Sao Paulo and this year in Foz do Iguaçu, and the wonderful experiences I have had being with you all, I hope I'm at least part-way to becoming a Brazilian. Have a safe journey home. I look forward to seeing all of you next year in Singapore. Cada de vocês é crédito para o distintivo que você usa. Eu estou orgulhoso, muito orgulhoso, de pertencer à mesma organização que você. Obrigado.